Good morning to everyone listening into this webinar this morning, or if you're going to be logging onto it later on, that's also great. So it's 2023, we're into February. It might feel like we're halfway through the year, but it's still fairly early in the year. And what better way to start the year than talking about vision? But what I specifically want to talk about with regards to vision today is that vision is a team sport. But before I proceed with this, I just want to tell you a little bit more about myself for those of you who don't know me. So my name, as I said, is Mandy Keil, and my slides are not going. It's still busy waking up this morning. So as I mentioned, my name is Mandy, and I've been involved in the plumbing industry for 15 years as a co-owner and director at the UPP Group. We are a smart water solutions company and plumbing company. I'm also the co-founder, coach, mentor, and speaker at CoachUPP, together with Mandy Keil, my husband and business partner. And through CoachUPP, we're passionate about making a difference in the plumbing industry through leadership coaching and business mentoring. But without further ado, let's get on with today's topic. Vision is a team sport. So what is the big deal about vision? Let's just take a slight step back and talk about what vision is again. So for me, vision is a mental picture of the future that you desire for your business. We're talking about vision in the context of your business here. And it's more than just a goal. And having a vision means that you have this real clear sense of purpose of the direction that you are going in with your business. So it's a much larger picture of your business than just plumbing, or than simply setting and reaching short-term goals or tackling problems as they come along. And let's face it, in our industry, problems can come along on a daily basis and a couple of times in a day, often. So vision is driven by passion that hopefully resulted in you choosing to do what you do within this industry. It's your why behind choosing to be a plumber, behind choosing plumbing as a profession. And your vision communicates clearly why you do what you do and how you're going to get there. It keeps you focused when challenges come, and it should inspire you. It must be what gets you out of bed every morning. It must inspire your team, your clients, and the industry at large. And what's important is that you need to have your vision up where it is visible, where everyone can clearly see it, at your office, on your website, within your marketing content. I think it was 2-3 weeks ago, I heard Brendan speaking in this session about the importance of planning for 2023, and he spoke about including things like your financial budget planning for the year. And you need to keep your vision at the top of your mind when you're making all of these decisions, when you're putting your strategies in place, when you're putting your budget in place. And if you don't, then you're at risk of stalling your growth plans, or even worse, steering it in the wrong direction. Now, I think if I'm going to consider that I've clarified again what vision is and vision for your business. And if you don't have a vision yet, if you haven't clarified it, it's not too late. Maybe make this one of your priorities to bed down within the first quarter of 2023 before it runs away from you. So let's move on. Vision is a team sport. You know, when I've been in this industry, like I said, for 15 years, and I've been in a career for over 30 years. And every single organization out there that I've come across has a vision, and successful organizations understand the importance of it. And yet, a vision is only effective if it is caught by its team. Now, who is this team that I'm referring to? Well, the team can be made up of your staff, your employees. It is certainly made up of you, the owner of the business. You are the visionary leader. And it's also made up of your clients, as well as anyone else that you interact with within this industry. So also your suppliers. But for today, I'm going to focus on your team as being your clients, as well as your staff. Now, if you want your business to gain any kind of traction, I'm forgetting to bring this up. If you want your business to gain any kind of traction, then it is really, really important that your team clearly understands your vision and catches your vision. And what I have discovered is that all thriving businesses know how to move people from benefiting from the vision of the business to participating in it. And we refer to this movement as the buy-in from your team. And the team, again, in this context, being your staff and your clients. And so no matter what business you are in, there are varying levels of buy-in to the vision. Buy-in from both your staff and from your clients. We want to get them moving from benefiting from your business to participating in your business. So let's just talk about what I mean by this whole benefit versus participating in your business story. I'm going to try and simplify this. There's various levels of buy-in, but I'm going to categorize it into these two parts. Okay, so the benefit and the participation. And the people who are with you only because of, so the people who are with you only because of what they benefit from you and the business. And then there are those who actively participate in the business. So let's break this down. If we consider your staff who fall into the first category of benefiting from your business, they're typically the people who are there for the paycheck at the end of the month. You can speak vision and mission to them, but all they are interested in is that paycheck at the end of the month. They may pitch up, do their job, and they may even be fairly good at their job. But outside of this, they do not speak about the business. They don't tell others about what the business is about, what your company is about. They don't refer to the business when an opportunity arrives. And the same is for your clients. The only time they think of you is when their toilet is leaking or their geyser bursts or they want to renovate their bathroom. But then you have people who have caught your vision. If staff, they are speaking to clients, they maybe are calling on clients, and when they are having conversations, the direction of the company and how that fits in to what they can do and how they can solve clients' problems will come up. They might educate clients on misconceptions they have about your business, your plumbing business, but maybe also the industry. And they don't just pitch up to be for their paycheck, but they pitch up because they see themselves as building a career within your business, and they participate in its growth, and they participate in the discussions that lead to growth. And when we are talking about clients, your clients are referring you. They have become your best marketing and sales force, and you're not even having to pay them a salary to do this. When they become your participators, they have also, both staff and clients, they also become what I call your vision carriers and your vision casters. And so here's why making vision a team sport is so important. So why a team sport? I recently read a book called Four by a guy called Jeff Henderson, and I highly recommend that you get it. And in there, he says this, he said, in today's world, a business is no longer what it tells customers it is. A business is what customers tell other customers it is. Let that sink in for a second. I'm going to read it again. In today's world, a business is no longer what it tells customers it is. A business is what customers tell other customers it is. And so here's why making vision a team sport is important. When through what you do, the solutions you provide to customers, the service you deliver, the exceptional and unforgettable experience you leave them with, when you include them in the journey of your vision, you create a community of people who will talk about your business for free. They will tell their family and friends about you and how you have added value. And you have moved them from simply benefiting from your business to participating in its growth and its success, participating in helping you achieve your business vision. But what about your staff? We want to get everyone's hands on deck over here. So the game of golf is sometimes used, it's actually often used to explain what vision is. Now, I'm not a golfer, and to the golfers listening in, please don't come after me for this, but I do watch the odd game, and I sometimes watch my husband play. And my takeaway from it is that there's this guy hitting this ball from hole to hole, 18 holes, and there's one final hole that the golfer is ultimately aiming for. And every golf stroke is thought out, measured, and planned. And it takes the golfer closer to the final hole. But here's the other thing that I observed when watching professional golf tournaments on TV. There's this golfer hitting the ball, and there's a crowd watching. They are observers in the game. They're standing on the sideline, and everything rests on the shoulders of the golfer. Now, in your business, if you're that golfer and everything hinges on the back of you, then you have put a lid on the potential of the vision of your business, because there's only so much that one person can do before he or she experiences burnout or hits the ball into the rough. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the rough. And that's why vision can never be an individual sport and has to be a team sport. And I like to compare it to rugby. And in rugby, while the fly half may be what I call the command post for the team, everyone in the team has a role to play to keep the ball moving forward and moving the team closer to that try line, to reach success, to win. So while I would love to sit down and have a chat with each of you about how you can get everyone on board to achieve this, let's start with your staff this morning. Let's get them on board. And to do this requires a very simple question that you have them ask themselves at the end of each day. And it is a simple question. It might come across as being too simple, but trust me, it works. How do we get all of them on board, all aboard? Ask them this one question every single day. What did I do today to cast the vision of our business? They have to feel like they are part of the business, of our business. And let me say it again. What did I do today to cast the vision of our business? And I recommend that you write this down and make it visible. Write it on a sticky note and stick it for your office staff, stick it on their computers. For your guys out there in the field, stick it somewhere safe and visible in their buckies, maybe on their job cards, somewhere they can see it often. There's another saying that I came across, and for me, it really resonates, and it says this: a vision rarely repeated is often forgotten. So if you want them to remember the vision, it's got to be repeated constantly. So at the end of every day, when they see the sticky note, then they must ask themselves the question, what did I do today to cast the vision of our business? And it could be simple things. It could be how they treat clients that they could say, they could give examples of that. It could be that they contacted someone that in explaining a solution to someone, they brought the vision into it. And maybe even said, this is a part of our vision. So it could lead to a discussion with a client on asking them, so what is this vision you're talking about? Maybe start a WhatsApp group within your business, and you can call it whatever you want to, maybe the vision carriers or the vision casters. And so to get them into this routine of asking them the question every day, you, as the vision leader, you ask them at the end of each day, so it pops up on their phones, what did you do today to cast the vision of our business and call it our business, make them feel a part of it, and let them answer. And then the other thing I'm going to suggest is that maybe create a competition out of it. On WhatsApp now, you can create polls. And so get them to vote for each other in terms of who the vision caster for that month was, and reward them, reward whoever the winner of that month is. Because there's another saying that I've come across, and it says this, that what gets rewarded gets repeated. And as long as people are repeating this continuously, they will become your vision carriers and casters. So in summary, the more team you have participating in your vision and who clearly understand your business vision, the further and faster you are going to get there. And from myself this morning, I'd like to thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions with regards to how to make vision a team sport within your business, I'd like you to ask those questions. And if you'd like to contact me to discuss this further, I'm very happy to do this as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mandy. Is there anything you'd like to add, Steve?
Morning, Byron. Morning, everyone. Yeah, I just want to reiterate what Mandy was saying. And I think it's something that we all see done in various aspects of business. But, I think it's, are we doing it enough? And I think one-on-one conversations and having that teamwork, just creates that environment of being open and sharing that vision in terms of what it is that our goals are. And I don't know how many in the room this morning or those that are going to join later on have actually had that discussion. I think if I take it from an IOPS point of view, Brendan and the senior staff had a strat session, and that's exactly what it is. What is our vision for 2023? It's looking about the opportunities, obviously the threats and the concerns. And I think that's something that, and I was guilty of it many times, is that, we believe that, because we said it in one way or another, that everybody understands the role that they need to play. And it goes back to what Mandy's saying, in terms of sport. It's not an individual sport being rugby, the team, there's a vision, the coach shares that with the captain shares that down to the senior players. And I think that's what grows and succeeds, makes businesses successful, when we all understand what it is that we want out of business. And it's just about that communication. It's about listening sometimes. Sometimes the staff come up with some things that they have to coalface, and it's sharing in that vision in terms of how you put it together. So it might be a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle at the beginning of the year, but it's about putting those pieces together and making that difference. And as Mandy says, sharing all of these things and being proactive in terms of generating an income also has the opposite. And it can be the opposite in terms of if not everybody is sharing in that same vision. And I think there'll be areas where we look at it and say, well, I disagree. But again, you've got to put the team forward. So Mandy, I agree with where you are. And it's maybe something that is to delve in a little bit is about that conversation. How's that conversation actually started? How is it? How do you sit staff down, not as the boss? Rory McNamara used to sit around with a stick, and if you had the stick, then you could talk, and, they would have some cohesion going that way. But maybe it's just maybe something to look at in terms of guiding. And again, that team could be as small. It could be 3 individuals in that small company, but everybody playing their part in terms of the success of the job that you're doing and creating the vision to grow. Depends on how open we are as employers in terms of sharing that information to our staff, Mandy.
Absolutely, Stephen. I have this session again next week, Monday, and I think that's a great way to continue this discussion, is to how to involve your staff in this discussion in a way that includes them and where they feel free to participate. I think that's really, really important. When that participation happens and that inclusion happens and that feeling of this is about us and not just about the owner of the business, you're going to get a much bigger buy-in to where the business is going, whichever direction you have chosen to take that business in.
Yeah, I agree, Mandy. And I think that, again, and I change that. Chris Burgess, who's, a mentor of mine, and, he's a really good businessman. And there's a lot of stuff that comes through from him, in terms of that buy-in, having that vision, and sharing his vision in terms of what he wants. But at the same time, it's the strive in terms of the win-win, in terms of if the business succeeds, everybody succeeds. And I think that's the key role, is that to look at the, sometimes we look at it as a job, as an employee. You look at things as a job. When I was in Japan, and you go and have a look and see that to those employees, like a lifelong dream is to be working for that company. That is their vision, to work there and make that company as successful as it can possibly be. So it's about turning that mindset in. It's about being productive. It's about being and understanding what that vision is for that business, for yourself and everybody else in that team. So Mandy, I really do thank you for this morning.
Thank you, Steve.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us this morning.